Okay, looks like we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second live stream of the year, and it's been quite a year already.
Has it
It
been?
makes me want to go back to bed. So, on the stage here with me, we have Steve Blarg and John. Hey, guys.
Howdy,
Howdy.
howdy.
G'day all.
And it looks like Craig started, strong. Did you hear about the circus fire? It was intense.
Da, 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 da.
Ding!
Nice job, Craig.
Uh, and I'm writing a book about glue, but I got stuck in the first chapter.
Oh, did I tell you
Dead.
guys about the book I wrote on penguins?
What's that? It's in
They said
black
the
and
back
white.
is that I should have written it on paper.
Ah. I would like to know if two vegetarians get in an argument if it's still called beef. Yeah,
I
I
think it's
don't think they
tomato,
call
isn't it?
it. Yeah, they have tofu with each other. That doesn't quite flow.
No, but it's still funny the way it's said.
A tofurkey.
I don't know, Craig. Are you sure you want to put some money on that?
I got
I'm
20.
sure. I get a feeling he now knows how to get on the live chats,
Oh, yeah.
and in fact, it's very possible we have. Hold on, I have to get this ready. It's very possible that we have Monkey Boy in the chats as well.
Really?
No, I
The
doubt
monkey
it.
boy.
I doubt he's on it, but
Yeah.
he did express his admiration. Oops, with Florida. He's looking for Florida making presto out of you, Blarg. At least
Ooh,
that's what he said.
it's funny because you'd think if Monkey Boy was that good, he'd come on and debate me. I'd give him the
Yeah.
same points. I'd let him choose the topic to
Well,
start with.
I mean, he was like throwing out some threats in the comments, and he was like he's been on a tear today. I think he's trying to cope really hard with just getting eviscerated in the comments.
He does need to see his doctor for some copium.
A lot of it.
Copium, maybe copium max would be justified.
Oh, I just built an ATM that only gives out coins. I don't know why no one's thought of it before. It just makes sense.
Hi, Craig.
Nice.
This is just terrible.
So yeah, he wanted to watch Blar get folded into a pretzel.
I'd be up for
That's what.
watching that.
They all seem to have this vague quasi obsession with man-on-man action.
Vague. Quasi.
Well, yeah.
They can't stop
Big.
thinking about it.
They just, I think the monkey and Flo Job just want to get both of you guys in their woodshed. So
Like
That-
I
in the
can go
backyard.
most days without thinking about some man-on-man rumpy-pumpy, but it doesn't appear that any of the trolls can go 10 minutes without thinking about it.
Yep.
They get
Yeah.
real deep in the woods.
Especially
Or
whenever Flojob brings up the hardened atheist, it just makes me wonder what he's imagining.
Ooh.
What's in his fantasies?
turgid.
Too much information, man.
That's what he's
This topic
thinking.
is giving me wood.
Oh my god!
Man.
We do really need to find someone who's female to be on this panel because it is a bit of a sausage fest. I've
Yes,
gotta
it
say.
is.
It is.
We need to find a more regular female. Yeah. At least have their
Yeah.
perspective.
What's a regular female?
Oh!
One that goes to the bathroom at the same time every day.
And
Oh.
it's the way Monkey Boy, the way he kind of
laugh a while you can, monkey boy.
the kind of excuses that he comes up with, to why he's willing to throw out threats, but he's not willing to actually come and challenge us, is when he thinks like this. He told me he hates me. I get a feeling it's one of those love hate kind of thing. He loves
Yeah.
to hate me,
It
and
Problem is, we're
that's
his
why
only
he
friends.
never wants to call me. What's that?
Yeah, we're his only friends. It's sad. Poor sad little man.
oh
Without
yeah.
us, he'd be all alone.
Oh yeah.
Was it Joan Jett who had the song "I Hate Myself for Loving You"?
I
I
don't
don't
remember that
know.
one.
Yeah, I don't remember
No, I
that
don't
one. Yeah.
The
remember.
only one I remember is not that.
Hold on, now I gotta go find it.
Yeah, people just hate me and think I'm a total F-wit. So I'm going to like switch calling him to from the Monkey Boy, at least in the comments, to DMFK, Damon MFing Kenny,
Yeah.
Yep.
um, and
The
eventually get it so that where DMFK just means Monkey Boy. Where
Well,
did I
if you'll
have it?
notice,
Oh yeah.
Florida, I've started calling him Link.
No, I
good
saw
idea.
that.
Good idea. Good idea. I
I
missed
saw
that, but yeah, it's a good idea.
I've been thinking of moving
I
from.
don't know if I want him to figure it out or if I want him to just go on cluelessly going, "Why are you calling me Link?" Like I don't know which one I want to be
I
true.
got a feeling he's got to know. I mean, he pretends that he's not reading the responses, but he obviously does.
Well,
In
yeah. So
the
first of all, that's absolute BS. He 100% does read the
yeah
comments
yeah
Yes.
yeah yeah
because there are times when he responds.
yeah, just in a separate thread.
Oh, sometimes within his own thread, like when he'll say, "I
He's
don't
kind of
respond."
stopped. He's kind of stopped doing that where he's replying in the threads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he runs away now.
Yeah
He's running away from comments at all, and you just go, yeah, he's not
yeah.
getting better at debating. He's getting worse. He's not even doing it in the threads anymore. He just spam, run, spam, run, spam, run.
Well, I
The
mean,
hit and run champ.
he just been getting demolished in the comments with like everyone just making fun of him. So I mean, I can kind of see why he would sort of get to the point of, okay, I'm not going to respond thing, because he can't. He can't really, really fight against the kind of mockery that he's getting subject to
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, but he put himself into this position.
That's right.
Yeah,
If he would
yeah.
just man up and actually do what he said he was going to do, and debate,
Well, I mean, yeah, not
win or
just
lose.
that, but just continuing on with this obvious debunked comments. So he keeps on posting this, this.
Yeah,
Uh,
and if we have a look at the list, Josephus never mentions resurrection,
well, and the
even in
part where he does mentions Jesus and how he's a miraculous teacher and all that, that is known to have been added by early
yeah.
Christians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's obvious from the comment in book 10 of what was his name? We might even be able to list here. One of these other church fathers complaining about saying, "Oh, he's a great
Oh,
historian."
Origin.
Yeah, that's him. Origin, great
Yeah,
historian.
yeah.
He said great things about James, but it's a shame, he doesn't accept Jesus as Lord.
I
And
mean,
you just go,
it's just that a Jewish historian would not write the way that that section said. I mean, that section was written exactly like what a Christian, an early Christian, would have said. So it was completely bogus. But the other thing is naming all these people who weren't even alive when
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
when Jesus died
He he
as
he
a historical document. It's like it's so stupid.
he
no,
defeats his own self there with that.
yeah, but the other problem is so Josephus doesn't mention him. Tacitus never. There's not even a fake
Yeah,
passage that says that where
right.
Tacitus mentions a resurrection. He just mentions that he suffered the ultimate punishment, i.e., he was crucified. So that's fair to say that there was crucified. And then all the rest of them, Clement of Rome, Polycarp, uh, Papias, these are not historians, these are church people. So,
Yeah,
it's saying, oh, look, my cult says that my cult leader said a thing or
Exactly.
did a thing. And you go, yeah, he wouldn't believe us if we listed a couple of the cultists from early Islam saying that Muhammad did a thing.
right,
Yeah,
right.
Here's
Yeah,
the
I mean,
question.
he might also like say, well, Joseph Smith said Jesus resurrected. That's not a historical document.
Here's the question that I have, and I actually am asking this from a genuine perspective because people bring up these alleged historians that supposedly, Josephus and Clement of Rome and et cetera, et cetera. But since none of them are supposed to be contemporaries of the alleged Christ character, should I even care what they have to say at all?
well, yeah, I think I think so to a degree. So, for example, Josephus, his is from Jerusalem, and his parents lived through the era when Jesus was meant to be around, or Yeshua, as he would have almost certainly been called, would have been around. And so he's from the core of it, and this is relatively early on. So he was probably writing, what was it, 70s, in the around 70 AD is about when he wrote that section about the one real section. And the other one, look, it's quite possible the other section did exist, but it had been modified. So rather than Jesus, who is the Christ, could have been said Jesus, who was called the Christ. That would be a reasonable thing in there, and then some subsequent person went and changed it. So it's not unreasonable for him to be talking to people in that localized cult and getting their perspective on what they believe at that time. It's closer to anything like than we'd get today. Like, we have no other historical sort of documents, no other nothing we can dig up that has been found to do it. So I think it's reasonable to take those small bits and pieces. You've got to take the stuff from the other guys a lot more loosely, though. The ones who are actually members of the early Christians, because none of those people that are in the list will have ever met the guy, or maybe wouldn't have met a guy who met a guy who had ever heard Jesus say a word. So at best, they've got second or third hand information, and they're a member of the cult. So yeah, it wouldn't be
Right.
reasonable
So
to put much faith in what they have to say,
it's
other
hearsay,
than,
hearsay of hearsay from a biased source.
yeah. But it's not unreasonable to think that, for example, that they understood what the guy's name was, where his ministry was. These are sorts of things that are unlikely to have been hugely wrong. But things about miracles performed, those are things that are almost certainly going to be fanciful,
Yes.
Yeah, I
and
mean, it's
easily told.
definitely an evidence that there was a cult of Jesus,
Yeah,
not that Jesus resurrected, and which is the
yeah,
whole
that's
point.
exactly right.
Right. I mean, so my position has always, okay. So there's this cult, but we, with no primary sources and no archaeological evidence to substantiate of the person, I'm just sort of left with, we don't have any. There's just no evidence that I find compelling that there was ever even a person.
Well, There
And
always is a person.
when what you've got are these people.
There's always a person.
What's that?
Cults are started by a person. Like there was definitely a person of some sort who started this cult. There, there's no doubt that what happened after the guy died was that the cult went in 100 different directions pretty well immediately, and then eventually sort of settled on some sort of uh, canon. But yeah, in the early stages, it went everywhere. We've got evidence of that in the writings of Saul/Paul. He talks about going to talk to a couple of the disciples, but he's not interested in what they have to say. Basically, he's got his own take on how the world should be, and
Yeah.
and half the New Testament is the writings of this guy who wasn't actually interested in what Jesus had to say.
Yeah, he pretty much hijacked the early Christian faith.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
Hey, hey guys, I do want to continue this conversation, but my Wi-Fi is really spotty. I'm going to try and log out.
all right.
Okay, I'm going
Yeah.
to remove him.
I'll be right back. Gotta get something to drink.
Um,
Ooh.
that might actually, I'm going to remove him as well. I wonder if that might help with Serge coming on. Hey, Serge, can you hear us? No, I guess not. So I'm going to actually take this opportunity to switch to the main topic, which is the shooting of Renee Good by ICE. Serge, can you hear us? I'm hoping with less people on that the audio routing is working, but I guess not. You
If you
just
need to, you can bounce me off as well. I'm fine. I can get back on pretty easily.
I don't. I mean, at this point, I don't think that's the problem because there at least like 4 or 5 people should be able to get on and
Yeah.
for the audio routing to work. I think it's probably an issue with Serge. On his side, it might be his browser. So Serge, if you can hear us, you might try like connecting via like incognito mode. That might help. Hey,
Yeah,
Steve, are you back?
yeah, I'm back. And
Okay.
just to point out, a couple weeks ago when I caught in the stream late, I was out with
Mm-hmm.
my buddy in New Orleans. I had no problem getting on my phone and
Okay.
talking with the guys. There's like 4 of us at the time, so
Yeah. Yeah, I think if it's less than like 5 people, maybe 4, um, like an phone connection should work. So, if Serge, again, I don't know if Serge can hear us, but if he's trying to, if he might actually want to try connecting via a phone, since we don't have that many people
oh
on.
wait, we got some
But
audio.
yeah, so
Okay,
let
well,
me just.
well,
Oh, we can hear you. Hey, Serge.
no, I can hear you. I'm just using the browser
Okay.
Oh,
because I have no choice. I've reset the EVMux website so many times.
hey,
Yeah, but it looks like it's working. I mean, we can hear you. I
Yeah.
don't know if you have a
Can you hear me
decent.
okay?
yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you okay.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
fine.
What kind of microphone do you have? There's a little bit of, or maybe you
I'm
might
on
want
my
to.
headphone right now.
Okay. Oh, actually, it sounds good right now. So, yeah.
Okay, because I'm using one browser for the live stream and another browser to talk to you with. So it looks like that's working right now.
Oh, wow.
Ah, okay.
All right. No, that's
When
good.
there's a will, there's a way, man. Hey, I'm
Yeah,
finally
yeah,
here.
You
yeah.
finally
No.
made it!
Yeah.
Hooray!
Yeah. I basically do that as well, Serge. If I want to type into the live stream, I just do it on my tablet, and then I just interact with the stream itself. If I want to type into the chat, I do it in my tablet, but otherwise I'm using my laptop for the other bit.
Right.
So yeah,
All right, so finally I can say, greetings, I am Sergius Maximus.
We bow down to you. We bow down.
How you been?
Oh, busy. It's been a busy week, mon frere.
Oh,
Ah. And you actually like had tried to contact FlowJob before, right?
I did. I called him, but I was in the work truck. But at least that way he had my number.
Yeah.
So I actually got him to text me, and so we had that text conversation that I sent you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can if you've heard the video of the phone conversation that Blark had with FlowJob, you can kind of see why you might not actually want to talk to him. I mean, it's impossible to have an actual conversation with him.
Oh gosh.
Like for example,
But
this the
I
whole
mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
go no, no, you go ahead. Because
I was just gonna say though, like I was thinking that if we ever get him on, what I would ask him is why he is so dishonest about, coming on here, because he was like making it seem like we were somehow running away from him, but he just wouldn't even acknowledge that when Blarg was bringing that up. That yeah, I looked for the link for hours, even though we told him over and over, there is no link. He just needed to get on the live chat. And he kept on going about, well, you guys didn't give me explicit instructions, even though we have, multiple times. He just like completely ignores like basic facts. But yeah,
no, yeah, I get it. But at the same time, all he wanted to do was tell me, like, hey, just listen to this guy, what his post hoc rationalization, subjective opinions are about his own interpretation of the Bible.
yeah.
Like, why? Why would I care?
What reason can you give me to listen?
The thing is, he wanted people to call him so that he can come on, but he wants people to call him so he can just preach at them.
Right. And I understand the mentality that they have nothing left but to just preach to your face because they're out of options. It's the final bullet.
Well, I mean, it's just the idea that he somehow he could convince someone on a phone call, but he couldn't by just coming on a live stream, right?
Right.
Craig Kelly says, "I don't get it. I can get on a chat, yet FlowJob can't." I think it's because if you are a real Christian, you have to see the link before you can get on. So, so
The
Craig,
way
you're
is
just
there
not
for
a
you.
real Christian like FlowJob. Yeah,
Ooh, I
it's
smell a no true Scotsman.
What did so Serge, you know that Craig is a Scotsman, right? Or did you not know?
I did not actually.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
So he's
That was
actually a true Scotsman.
He
does
defeats
it
the no
put
true
su-
Scotsman fallacy.
Yeah, he definitely
does it
does
put sugar on
his
his porridge?
Oh, I don't know.
I
So
don't know about
Craig,
that, no.
please do tell us if you put sugar on your porridge.
Salt and butter.
FlowJob's phone is not a platform, but somehow he
Oh no,
thinks it is.
he was talking earlier about before I remembered that because I hadn't actually used the recording function on my phone before, and I wasn't sure whether it would auto start to record or whether you had to press the button. But then, I realised no, you have to press the button. So that's when it starts, and it says I don't. He says I don't care if you're recording me. But prior to that, he'd been talking about no, but you've got to come on my. It's an unfair platform. You've got to come on my platform. I've got a platform that my son uses for gaming and talking about Christian stuff or something or other, and you just go, well, speaking of links, nobody has ever seen a link for that.
Yeah,
So
he gives us no information on his platform, but he wants us to get on it.
yeah, we got to get on his platform. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, he just keeps
Oh,
making
the
up
irony.
excuses every single time. And that's why I kept sort of making the note also. Oh, this time, the new excuse is that that QC has to apologize
He said that before.
Yes, he has.
yeah, now he's got to apologize. So yeah, just all
I
the
want to know. I want to know.
excuses.
So he's saying I need to apologize for lying. I want to know what specifically I lied about that he wants me to apologize for,
Oh,
because I
about
really don't know.
putting up a link. You lied about there being a link.
Oh,
I tell you what, he's going to be pissed when God doesn't put up the link.
Where's
Just go,
where's
oh,
the link to heaven? I only see the link to hell.
it's a broken link, damn it!
It's a broken. There's a
no.
404 error when he tries to get to heaven.
Blue screen of death, baby.
Oh my god. So I know this is like a fun topic, but the main topic is about the shooting. So how many of you are aware? Oh, QC apologies for what telling the truth. How many of you are familiar with the shooting, the ICE shooting?
I've been
Yep.
keeping up with it.
Serge, are you familiar with it?
No, well, I actually don't have any social media, so please enlighten me.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you the.
Oh no,
Oh.
hyperspace QAnon.
Is he? Oh my!
So we have Machiavelli on as well. Hey, Mach.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so let me show you the video, and this is like the. A lot of times, the short version of this video is put on, but this is the full video. Let me just make sure that the audio is loud, going to be loud enough. So basically, what's happening is in this neighborhood, ICE came on, and there are a lot of people in the neighborhood who are protesting. And here, I'll just keep playing here.
Yeah, that's the ICE agents and the guy who just got out the
So,
truck.
so this SUV, this Honda SUV, is kind of parked and blocking this particular lane, and the ICE guys are coming out and trying to get her to get out of the way.
No!
And so what she does is she backs out because there's another agent in front of her. So she backs out so that she won't hit him.
No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fuck!
So what just happened is when she pulled forward, this guy, the guy kind of in the middle of the screen, he pulled out a gun and shot her 3 times, twice into the open window.
Fucking God! What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking. What the fuck did you do? You all are fucking criminals! You're fucking criminals! What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? You are fucking insane!
And so she basically ran right into those chairs, into those cars.
Have you seen the video version from the ICE agent who shot her?
Yeah,
I have,
I'll
yeah.
show.
Yeah,
I'll show
I've
that.
seen that.
I'll show that as well.
Yeah.
So it's
Because
this guy.
the follow up is the amazing thing. The words after.
Yeah, yeah. I'll show that as well. But this is the guy. He went and checked to see what happened, and here's
Apparently,
him.
he was run over.
Yeah,
Badly
yeah.
injured and run over.
We'll get into that, but let's watch the
His
thing.
legs are broken. You can
Yeah,
clearly see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You!
I've seen the
Shame!
footage that guy that he himself had done, and I have very strong views on this because I actually understand the law for when it's appropriate to use deadly force, and this whole case just aggravates me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess whoops, I should have put done it. Hold on, I should have almost needed to put a trigger warning for this because that was pretty horrific. But look at him coming back.
Shame! 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 Shame!
So after he essentially murdered her, he's slowly walking back and just saying, "Hey, call 911."
Dude, you shot her! I'm trying to help! No! No! You fucking shot someone in the fucking face! You shot someone in the fucking face!
What
so
the fuck?
yeah. And
Yeah, that
I
age
mean,
should
the
be in
rest of it
prison.
is just kind of people responding. And this is obviously the longer one, but it's just people calling these guys murderers and, I mean, deservedly. But let me then now show the one that, actually, before I show that, let me show this.
Can I go check a pulse?
So this is a physician, a doctor, and there's her in the middle. She's just slumped over, and this is a doctor saying that he wants to go and check on her, at least check her pulse to see if she's still alive.
I'm a physician!
Listen, we understand. We got EMS coming.
So they basically said, "I don't care that you're a physician." And this guy is saying that we have EMS coming on. Regardless of the EMS coming on, there's a doctor on the scene who's saying that, you know, he might be able to do some basic first aid or, you know, do something to stop the bleeding or whatever. But they're basically saying just not letting him even go and help her.
And I get it. Just give us a second. We have medics on scene. We have our own medics.
Where are they? Where are they?
So, I mean, the guy is basically lying that, I mean, they have medics on the scene.
Well, if they had medics on the scene, they wouldn't need the saying the EMS is on the way. Okay, which
Exactly.
is it
Yeah,
EMS
medics on the
or do you have
scene
medics on
and
scene?
EMS on the scene. Yeah.
Guy must
Yeah.
be not too used to lying this much on the job.
How can I relax? You just killed my fucking neighbor! You caught butter in the fucking face! You killed my fucking neighbor! How do you show up to work every...
Yeah, it's pretty intense. So let me show the video of the
Oh, orange juice on.
Oh, this is worse than before.
Shot her in the face, and then
I don't think that's the one. Let me see if I can. Oh, I think it's this one. Yeah. This is
No
the one.
acorns were harmed in the production of this video.
So this is him. The whole time he has his phone with him, and he has it running.
Yeah, and he's circling the car
Yep.
like an idiot.
And then here she is, smiley and nice.
Yep.
That's okay, we don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later.
So basically, that's Renee, the woman who died, her husband. This is Rebecca. And that's one of the things that the MAGA are going after, that, you know, she's in a same-sex marriage. The other thing that they're going after her, after the dead woman, is that she was divorced. Because obviously, if you're divorced, you just don't have any
Complete non
morals.
sequiturs.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the leader of this country is divorced or anything, right? So
Several
being
times.
divorced is just horrible. Definitely. So wrongful death case coming up in court. So the issue is that there is a qualified immunity, which J.D. Vance came in and said, no, we have they have full immunity, as if ICE agents can just kill people on the streets with no ramification. No, they don't have full immunity, but they do have qualified immunity. And what that means is that if that ICE agent basically said, I was in fear of my life, and that's why I shot, he gets to go scot-free. There's no ramification. However, yeah, go ahead.
There
Yeah, I was
are
gonna say,
precedents to qualified immunity only counts where there is case law that sort of supports it. So, where there's no case law that supports it. So, in this case, there's a lot of case law supporting
things about not being able to shoot when the vehicle is trying to move away from you. And
Yep.
from the guy's perspective, as can be seen on his phone, she clearly backed away from him and then turned the wheel hard to steer around him. So
Well, we'll see this.
yeah,
Let's go ahead and see the rest of it. But I think it'll still be hard to take him to court.
they're also trying
Oh,
to
that
block.
it's gonna be hard, period, because
Yeah,
the system loves to protect
yeah,
their
yeah.
own.
In the U.S., it's really hard to get a wrongful death for
Yeah,
cases like this. Even when it's like almost obvious that it was just like, let's say, poor training, or the guy just, even if it was blatant, as long as they say, "Well, I was in fear of my life," there's a lot to given to them. So it'll be tough.
Yeah.
That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car.
So that's when the other ICE officer is coming and telling her to get out of the car, and this is where Rebecca is trying to get back in.
Get out of the car.
And as you can see, she backed out really because he's out in the front, so she doesn't want to hit him. So she's trying to make room, and you can see and I'll show another video of this in slow motion. But she's turning the wheel away from him. So there were three shots shot right there, 3 shots fired right there. It's just that with the phone microphone after the first shot, which was obvious, the other 2 shots are essentially muffled because the phone is automatically reducing the levels because there's loud noise. So if you listen carefully, you can hear the 2 shots, but you really only heard the first one. But what's interesting is him going, "Whoa!" That thing where he was obviously startled. I don't. He may not have been paying attention or something. He didn't realize that she was going to pull forward, but it sounded like he was just startled, and his kind of phone went up, and his first reaction was just shoot three times.
You see, QC, the problem is he's the cameraman, and the saying, cameraman never dies. So he must have thought, oh, she's not going to do anything if I just stand here while she's trying to get away from me. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong with me getting between a big old vehicle?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I don't think he was in danger. I think she was going to kind of pull forward around him, and like I said, that's why
yeah, it's
she pulled
clearly
back.
obvious that
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
yeah,
You
but
can see it happening.
yeah, but he just noticed the car coming forward, and it's almost like he has PTSD. He was overly sensitive, and he immediately panicked, I think. But let's listen to
Yeah,
the
didn't he get dragged by a different car? And
yeah. So that's what happened. But let's listen to the rest of this. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but he basically said
There it
after he
is.
shot her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what he said. But yeah, he was in an incident where he was trying to he cracked open a window of a guy that wouldn't come out, and he was trying to open the door, and the guy just like went forward, and he got dragged for like about 100 yards. He said he couldn't let go of his arm, and that's why he got dragged, and he has stitches on both arms and all that. So he was like, I can't remember if someone actually said that he had PTSD. It's very possible Christy Nome said that he had PTSD, but he
They gave him a
was
gun anyway.
sensitized. What's that?
They gave him a gun anyway and told him to stand in traffic.
Yeah. It's
Good
kind of
idea.
weird. Yeah, they gave him a gun. He has PTSD, where he might be overly sensitive to what everything seems like a potential danger to him. But they gave him a gun. So
Yeah. Shoot first, call her a bitch afterwards, and then block anyone helping.
Yeah, not to mention
Yeah.
there's like no sign of remorse either. He's not running over to go check on the situation, nothing.
well, I
He's
mean,
just
he did kind of slowly walk over. to
Well,
check to
oh
see.
no, I slowly walk over toward the
Yeah,
person I shot. Yeah, I'm so concerned.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, just to be fair, hold on. So here's this person very happy with the work by ICE. She committed multiple felonies, apparently multiple felonies on camera here, and tried to ram the officer. Because I just want everyone to know, ICE can just be the judge, jury, and the executioner. She committed felonies. She's guilty. I'm going to shoot her 3 times in the face. That's what this Yordo, this some
Yeah.
Yordo is saying.
Yeah, this dude's a clown.
Apparently, Yordo is ignoring the fact that if she was actually trying to ram the officer, she wouldn't have been steering her steering wheel away from where he was standing. She'd have been steering it towards him.
Not to
Yeah.
So,
So
mention,
so
like
clearly,
the ICE officer who shot her put himself near the vehicle. He didn't need his firearm at all. And realistically, they could have just got the local cops involved, got her
well, not just
license
that.
plate, and
He
then got her
he
for
could have just like
obstruction or something.
took a step to the right, and he would not have gotten hit. And he wouldn't have
Yep.
gotten hit even if he was standing there because she wasn't going directly at him, contrary to what all these other MAGA are saying. But this is the in slow motion. It'll be a little more obvious what how it played out. So you can see that she's turning. The other thing is like her wife Rebecca is telling her to drive away when that other guy is. So she must just feel really awful about having done that. But you can see that she's turning the wheel away from him. That's him panicking, going, "Whoa!" Yeah, it wasn't as clear, but I mean, the whole time she's not like being menacing, right? She's like still smiling the whole time. She's just thinking, "Hey, these ICE guys are trying to get into my car. I'm just gonna drive away." And you can see that she's turning the wheel away from him,
and
so that she doesn't hit him.
Yeah,
he
there's
considers
zero justification here for what he did.
yeah,
Zero.
he's shooting her for not complying.
Yep.
That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah,
And it was from I mean it was hard to maybe you can hear it in the full one, but she said something to him about I can't remember what it was, like it was like very innocuous and just
yeah. I'm not angry with you, dudes.
yeah, I'm not angry, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
hey, I'm not here to fight you, I'm not angry with you, but this
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
this is a tragedy that comes from poor training, absolute power trip, and just incompetence. Like this whole thing shouldn't have happened.
see the Twit Orange unit saying that soldiers fight in countries all the time who have PTSD under all administrations. And you go, yeah, these are law enforcement
ICE are
officers,
law
not
enforcement; they're not
soldiers.
soldiers.
And
Yeah.
there's a good
Although,
These are
reason
and
why
civilians.
there's a good reason why soldiers make terrible law enforcement officers, because soldiers are trained to shoot first and ask questions later. They need to shoot to protect themselves because they're always facing active shooters. Law enforcement aren't meant to shoot the people they're meant to be dealing with. Yeah, really different
yeah,
training.
And by
yeah,
the way,
and
this is the attitude of I mean I'm not gonna say it's everyone, but this is at least one.
Really, you fucking punk? That's what you're gonna fucking do?
What?
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 What? Do you know what
Back
the fuck
up.
is that is for?
Back up.
What is that for?
Back up.
What is that for?
Back up.
What is that for?
Back up.
You're gonna push me? What is that for?
Back up.
What was that
I don't
for?
give a fuck.
You don't give a
So that was the memorial. Not, it wasn't there. I think it was at a different place, just putting up a memorial for Rebecca Good, and the cop
Better.
basically.
This is why we're here.
Really, you fucking punk? That's what you're gonna fucking do? What?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Really making the boys in blue look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's really pretty sad. But here is what Trump said about this whole thing. Uh,
Well, if you take a look at the tape, I saw the same tape that you must have seen. She behaved horribly. And then she ran him over. She didn't try to run him over. She
Video
ran him
didn't
over.
look like he
she Trump is saying that she ran him over.
It didn't
He
look like
he's
he tried. Yeah.
In the very next
he's
breath, though, didn't he say that she didn't try to run him over? He just
yeah.
contradicted himself
it
No,
immediately.
was
no, she
he was
didn't
running
try.
over.
She did
It's
it.
a
I just
It
want
terrible
wasn't an
scene.
attempt.
yeah.
It was a
We all
success.
agree on
You say it's horrible to watch. You said that on Truth
I
Social.
think it's
Like,
horrible
do you
to
think
watch.
that
No,
goes
I hate to see
too
it.
far?
Yeah. So New York Times actually did kind of analysis of the videos as well, and I mean, it seems pretty clear that she did not run him over. I don't know what video he's talking about,
Clearly, she
and
didn't, because he walked
and
around just fine.
Yeah.
and he actually said that he was, and it's in a different announcement where he's saying that he's in the hospital, barely hanging on to his life, apparently,
Lies.
Really? Oh man.
and
Cool
Oh,
what
poor
we
story.
little
saw.
baby.
Yeah, what we saw was him, the shooter, just walking back nonchalantly and getting in his car and just driving away. So he seemed fine, unless he drove to the hospital right there, because it's very possible that the SUV like grazed his ear and he had like a 2 centimeter wound on his ear, and he had to go to the hospital for that. But you can't see it because it's fully healed right now. So it's just outright lies from Trump, as well as Kristi Noem getting on and repeating the same thing. I mean, just attacking her. That and here's here's Yordo again. She did behave horrible. Yeah, the thing is, like, when a woman behaves horribly, what you should do is just shoot her in the face 3 times, right, Yordo? Is that what you do?
Well, if she's a leftist, if she's a right
If
one,
she's a leftist, that's right.
yeah,
If
if
she's a
she,
dumb fake activist, that's the other thing. They claim that she's like this professional anti-ICE person. And yeah, it does seem like he hates the Constitution because he thinks that the government can just shoot you in the face for behaving
Yeah, I
horribly.
mean, her worst crime, quote unquote, was getting between an ICE vehicle and wherever it is that they were going. But there was clearly space on the side for them to go around. And then not only that, they could have got local law enforcement involved if she genuinely was obstructing them.
Yeah,
Because, local cops are trained to deal with this all the time.
I mean, they had her license plate. The guy was walking behind the car and took the photo of the license plate. They could have just easily gotten her afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they could have like put a warrant out for her arrest or got with
Yeah.
the local cops like, hey, I got a picture of her plate. Here's what she was doing. Just let her do whatever, boys. You know,
Yeah. You take care of after. You take care of it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because she was not a danger to others. I mean, it was so obvious that she wasn't, but they had to somehow go after her. So again, because she's a dumb leftist activist, it's okay to shoot her in the face, right, Yordo?
yeah, but if you're a dumb right wing activist and someone shoots you in the face, you better have
Oh, it's a tragedy now.
get a
Yeah, he becomes a saint.
Charlie
He
Kirk.
becomes,
Charlie
you gotta
Kirk.
Yeah, I can't stand this like BS tribalism talk. If it doesn't happen to my people, it's fine. But if it
Exactly.
happens to my people, we're gonna lose our minds. Nah, bro, apply the standard, universalize it. Like you just look like a
Well, there's your
hypocrite
Christian
and you look
rejecting morality.
insane. You're not wrong.
Machiavelli is trying to go all Kantian on us right here. So,
Well, it makes sense to us at least.
Grimlord says, "How do you tell a left-wing woman from a right-wing woman? The right-wing women all have that Mar-a-Lago face." And the funny thing is, like when someone says Mar-a-Lago face, you know what they're talking about. You know what that looks like, that Mar-a-Lago face.
Yeah, they all got to do it. Even Levitt has gone and put on some Mar-a-Lago face to go with their giant cross.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing is like the people on the right, the MAGA, will see exactly the same thing that we just saw, and they will just think that she ran right at him, and she deserved getting shot. Hey, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal.
What up, Crystal?
So I had actually put up a post on X about on Twitter that this is basically a Rorschach test. People will watch that exact same video, and the right will say that, well, I mean, the left will say that what we were saying, that she was actually trying to avoid the guy and was just trying to leave, and then the the fascists will say that she was trying to kill him and was in a murderous rage. So that's really the difference. I'm just going to show. This is sort of a sad video.
There are always two sides to the same story, but it's always negative when the lies get there first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what they definitely wanted to do. Get that lies out there real quick.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because as soon as this happened, they got on, and Trump is saying that she was trying to kill him, and he's in the hospital, and Christy Nome going on about how, and her story was bizarre as well. That there was some ICE card that was stuck, and she attacked them. That's how. And look, Yordo gets on as well. I think the Constitution is great. The federal officers were following it by ejecting illegal immigrants. So ejecting illegal immigrants has nothing to do with shooting a citizen. The fascist women, because I'm sure there are a lot of women who got shot, were shot for being a fascist, and apparently, it's trying to leave is being a fascist. She really didn't commit any real crime. I mean, if if they were trying to stop her because she had committed a crime, I think it makes sense. But she was in a public place, and they really didn't have any cause to stop her, and they didn't have a cause to try to open her door. There are specific case law that would prevent them from just going in with no cause. But yeah, tonight it may be that he is just trolling, just thinking that being an insensitive prick on
Oh
live,
yeah, he's there
is fun.
trying to
But
own the libs.
I'd say it's a coin flip chance.
Yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, definitely he must hate the Constitution because he wants to tear it up so that Trump can have a third term. So as he demonstrated, must
I'm
absolutely.
sorry, but sorry, go ahead.
no, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. Yeah, go on.
Well, I was going to say, where exactly in the Constitution does it say that a law enforcement agency has a carte blanche? Like, seriously.
Well, where does it say in the Constitution that a president can serve a third term? Hey, Yordo.
I
Yeah,
think
not to
he meant
mention
to.
Trump
I
also
think he
used the
meant to
bully
write.
pulpit to immediately poison the well in an ongoing investigation.
But maybe what Yordo meant by 45, 47, 48 is President 45, President 47, 48 years in jail. Maybe that's what he meant.
I'm sorry, I did this wrong. How do I hide this? I can't create this banner, but here I'm going to put a little banner here. I hope it helps with Yordo. I hope he knows what I'm saying here, but here we go. Anyone know what that means? Oh, look at us! I don't. I didn't mean to show that.
2547.
Yeah. Anyone know what that means?
Nice.
I know 47 is referring to Trump, but I don't know what the 25 means.
It's the 25th Amendment.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense now. I should have.
Yeah, it's about time. I mean, if you listen to some of the comments that he's made, he's completely out of it. I mean, the guy is just he's
Yeah,
out for the count.
yeah. He said earlier that she was guilty of obstruction of justice, which, like I said,
Isn't a
to me,
shootable.
yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that isn't worthy of
Yeah.
using deadly force.
All they could have done was probably call local PD in to arrest her for it. That's it.
Yeah, because I don't know the specifics with ICE or making arrests on regular civilians. So, like I said, like I think the safest move would have been to call local law
Yeah, I mean, I
enforcement.
think the only way they could make that arrest on civilians that outside of jurisdiction is if a civilian is impeding their its arrest or investigation, but they have to prove that.
Yeah, they can't. They aren't supposed to be able to just take in citizens, but that hasn't stopped them. So, but I mean, some of the other things, comments that he, the reason why I brought up 2547 is, Trump basically wanting to go after Greenland, saying that he has the right to do it, and also saying that he basically has, you know, carte blanche to do whatever he wants. And let me see if I can bring this up. But he basically said that he's really that they're the only restriction that he has is himself. That he doesn't. He's not subject to any other. Oh, here it is. I'm going to see if I can show this, but
Man is acting like Scar from The Lion King.
so when he was asked if there's any limits on his global powers, Trump tells the New York Times, yeah, there is one thing. My own morality, my own mind is the only thing that can stop me. I don't need international law. So we're basically screwed. If it's Trump's quote unquote morality and mind that's keeping a check on his narcissistic pathology. I mean, we are totally screwed if that's the case.
Is anyone familiar with an interview between Christopher Hitchens and Bill Maher when they were talking about the shores of Tripoli?
I saw part of that, but it's been so long, I don't know much about it.
It's been forever for
Uh,
me.
they were talking about how the Islamic nations, the Ottoman Empire, were attacking British ships and enslaving them. And they were at a conference in Britain, and the Americans were talking about how why are you attacking us? We were not, in war against you, the Islamic nations, and they said, well, the Quran permits us. So like it's kind of something similar because I'm being permitted for these arbitrary reasons.
Yeah. And by the way, for I don't know if Orange Unit is on. I did see some comments by him, but for any of you guys who think that Trump is a Christian, and he is, I don't know, the second coming or whatever, here is how familiar he is with the Bible.
Okay. You mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book. And you said, I think last night in Iowa, some people are surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what one or two of your most favored Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want.
So if you ask any devout Christian this question, they'll have something. And even if you're not a devout Christian, let's say that you're some passable Christian, you would say it's John 3:16.
Yeah.
That would be like the
Yep.
first thing, right?
Yeah.
Milk toast
And
answer
then,
right there,
and then
baby.
Romans
Yep.
1.
Romans 3:23, for all have sinned, so you could just like bring up a lot of these, or even like Psalms, yea, though I walk through the valley of death, so I shall fear no. So there's like plenty of stuff that you would have heard if you went to church.
I want to get into it because to me that's very personal. When I talk about the Bible.
So he's not going to get into it because it's personal. And what
Why?
what a deflection, right? Was that?
What times does Trump ever say, I'm not going to get into something?
Yeah.
He will talk about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he says something like that, it says that's a big red flag.
Yeah, you could ask him how he feels about his daughter, and he will not say, "Well, that's a personal thing." I'll tell you, I want to marry her. So, but
Yeah, she's
when it
got
comes to a
class.
Bible verse, yeah, it's personal.
It's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into.
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that
No,
you like?
I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal.
Probably.
Probably.
Oh, probably equal. Wow.
So, he's a Christian, right? The obvious answer is a New Testament, but he doesn't know enough to realize that the New Testament is the Christian side.
Remember, he doesn't know enough to hold the Bible up the correct way.
Yeah.
I think
This
it's
is
just
the
an
Bible.
incredible.
You're holding it upside
the whole
down, man.
Bible is an incredible. I joke very much so. They always hold up the Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time, but I just think the Bible.
Did you catch that? It's the Bible. So it's the Bible that's his. It's his Art of the Deal. That's his second favorite. Meaning, he is such a good Christian that the Bible is his favorite book. That's what he's just trying to show, that he's definitely a Christian.
Bible is just something very special.
Yeah. So Orange Unit is on. So Orange, I'm going to post a link to the guest link. So, and anyone else, if you want to come on, you can use that link to get on. But yeah, this is a Christian who's bringing Christianity. Oh, what happened? Because everyone left. What's going on?
Really? I'm still here.
So.
Yeah, I'm still
No,
here.
I meant my
I know, I'm joking.
my camera. So, yeah. So that's the guy. Based on his response, it's so obvious, right? That he's never read the Bible. He's never read the Bible. So
He's never read any of it. He's never even opened one.
Yeah, like my favorite verses are Psalm 2, I think it's 8 through 11, which is a rather obscure one.
Psalm 137. Just that tail end. Was it
Oh, yeah.
137. Oh, yeah, because I want to be blessed and happy. So,
Yeah.
For she
But
lusted
that's
for the girth of horses and the emission of donkeys, or what was that?
yeah.
Oh hell.
Well, right now my favorite is Genesis 2:7 because it proves abiogenesis.
I love that.
God, that's funny because the whole point of that you brought that up is because Gump was trying to use that to prove his point.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I asked him, give a citation for your evidence for creationism, and he gave Genesis 2:7 as if it's some scientific citation. So if he can use it, then why can't I?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, technically there was a way he could have gotten out of that, but it would have been a bullet that I don't think most Christians want to bite because he could have said that, well, dust and dirt is alive or is a form of life. In which case I'd be like, Christian panpsychism confirmed?
Well, he tries to get away with it by saying that it's not the dirt that came to life. It's just it's the breath from God that is the true source of life.
But when you go and have a look at a pile of dirt that's human sized and a bit of breath that's magical, that doesn't contain the what are we going to say a person 70 kilos, so it doesn't hold 40 liters of water in that, so that's a problem, and it doesn't contain all the kilograms of carbon that are necessary for the job either.
Yeah,
So
it's not gonna
you've
have any
got
of that. Yeah,
no,
I mean, I to
mate, gram
if
or two.
to be kind of steelman his argument, he's basically saying that the breath is really the essence, right? The
Does magic
essence of
stuff.
life that comes in. But the whole idea of abiogenesis is something that's not life becoming biotic. Abiotic becoming biotic. So even if the breath is a spark that kind of like let's say like in electricity that started up the human, the man, Adam. It the material is still the dirt, the dust, right? That became all the cells. That's what turned into the biotic material. So you can't get away it by just saying that, well, it's the breath that's the life, because God wouldn't have needed the dust at all, right? He could just like breathe it out Adam from his mouth.
Yeah, not to mention it also could just be viewed as a metaphor, and especially if you're someone who affirms like theistic evolution or theistic abiogenesis, God could have just worked through the laws of nature and done it that way.
Well, that's the thing. Whether you actually accept the scientific abiogenesis, evolution, Big Bang, uh, that has nothing. I mean, you could disprove all that. You could disprove all of science. That still is not evidence of a God.
Right.
It just means that our scientific models are wrong. But the thing is, like, we are at a point where you can't just completely throw all that out. It can't be that everything is wrong. You could say that there's parts that are incorrect or not completely doesn't describe everything because we don't have full knowledge of our reality of the universe. So even if we don't have all the answers, even if we're a little bit off, we can't say that we are 100% off. Evolution still happens. Our current model is sufficient to describe quite a bit of what happens. So the best you could do is just say that it's off by a few percent, or there's this other potential mechanism in the fringe scenarios that affects the actual evolutionary development. It could adjust the distribution. There's some other epigenetic factors that we're not aware of that comes into play. You could bring that in, but it's not going to throw out all of evolution.
Right. I mean, there's a reason why a significant amount of philosophers of science are structural realists and not like, instrumentalists or something.
Genesis can be taken largely figurative. So that's the thing, within Christianity, I think you could still have a faith and you could still, look at the Bible as, kind of as a metaphor, or at being figurative. And for the most part, I think the Catholic Church does that when it accepts things like evolution, that it accepts that it doesn't have to be literal, or doesn't have to be interpreted as literal. There are obviously some things that they have to accept as being literal, like the resurrection of Jesus. But the parts that affect science, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to conflict.
Now, the problem is if you start playing that game, though, you basically you've got to rewrite the whole Bible, and you say, well, these words are real, but those words, you go through and
Yeah.
collate. You make the Bible say what you want it to say,
Yeah.
which is kind of what has to happen anyhow, because even if you don't start from that preconception, you just start with the one that the Bible was written by God, basically, or inspired by God, and it is univocal. You're fucked from the start. You've got to go start inventing ways to make stuff real, or make stuff not conflict.
Yeah. Because then like you said, you have to then be able to say, well, this one is metaphorical, but this one is literal. And then how do you explain why one is metaphorical and one isn't?
But
If
isn't the entire book supposed to be the infallible word? As
Well,
in,
I mean,
I
that's
said
if
it
you're
as
a
is.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
that's if
hold
you're
your
a
soul up
mythic
for it.
literalist, as the Monkey Boy would like to say.
Oh my
Hold on.
god.
But that's literally
I
what the
can't
book
stand you.
states.
No, it
Like,
doesn't state that. I mean, again, going to what Blark said about the book not being univocal. Uh, there is a verse that says that the words are God breathed, or the scripture is God breathed, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everything was came from God, and to literally be true. The word God breathed at the time is supposed to mean, life giving. So that scripture can be life giving. It doesn't necessarily mean that God told someone literally to write these words down. But that's how it gets or used to say that everything is literal, using that one verse.
They have to do something.
well, then I guess then what's the point? If it's not the infallible word of the objective standard inspired by Scotty, then what's the point? It's not objective, then why?
I mean, it just can't be objective, just because within it there are so many contradictions. Despite a lot of Christians saying that there's no contradictions, there are contradictions. So if within the book there are contradictions, then you can't say that those things are literally true.
Yeah, well, what were the last words of Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, which of the
That's
three
perfect.
Hmm.
options? Yeah, there's three options. Pick one. One of those, they can't all be the last words of Jesus, but they could all be not the last words of Jesus. More likely, there was some screaming and then some begging and
Wait, so
yeah.
Clark, have you seen the apologetics about that?
I've seen all sorts of stuff that
They basically
it,
sequence it to say that each of the part aren't saying it's the literal last word. So basically, like Jesus says something, and then he kind of like, you know, uh, pauses, and some other thing happens, and then he says another thing, and then he says another thing, and that was the real last word of Jesus.
Yeah, there's a lot of context missing there.
yeah. Except, why would even if that was true, why would Jesus be screaming, my God, why have you forsaken me?" If he didn't think God had forsaken him.
Well, the
Likely
apologetic for
one's
that is
more,
supposed to be he's quoting a
Yeah, the
line from
Psalms.
Psalms.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
but
Jesus is supposed to be God personified, so why have
the
I forsaken myself?
yeah,
Exactly.
But if he's quoting, the problem with that is like Christians say that that's actually him fulfilling a promise, or not promise, but a prophecy.
Prophecy.
by quoting a verse that most of the Jews at the time knew. So
How
yeah,
is that fulfilling a prophecy? Where's the prophecy that says the Messiah will quote scripture as he dies? I'm not aware that that's a prophecy.
yeah. So that's where and I've learned, like I think said in the past, I've learned a lot from Justin from the deconstruction zone, and his stance is that, and the reason why he became an atheist is that Jesus did not fulfill a single biblical prophecy or messianic
Yeah,
prophecy,
yeah,
and
not
I've yet to see anyone like disprove that on Justin's channel.
Yeah, and
So
the problem with prophecy too is not only that, but so much of Christian prophecy, quote unquote, is open to interpretation because all these prophecies that Jesus allegedly fulfilled were in the Old Testament, which means that they were Jewish texts with their own interpretations. So you're taking quite literally the from the other religion that Christianity spawned from, going back and ad hoc looking at these things for, oh, well, Jesus fulfilled this and he fulfilled that.
Yeah, and also on top of that, the Jewish traditions had a vastly different concept of the Messiah to begin with.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a warrior king who would unite the tribes of Israel, retake the Holy Land, and establish an everlasting empire.
and you go, well, that didn't kind of work out as described.
He was also supposed to rebuild the temple.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So Craig's, I mean, he makes a valid point that it's not like everything Jesus said was written down in the Bible.
That is true.
Yeah, but
So
here's
he
the
could
but
have
the
said
problem.
something.
I'm
Yeah,
not
go ahead.
sure that anything Jesus said is written down in the Bible.
Right.
That's a
Yeah,
problem.
that's what I was
I'll
trying to get
grant it
at.
for the sake of the argument, but I'm agnostic on that.
Well, it's just unlikely that anyone, like, go to a speech, sit there and listen to a speech, and then tomorrow sit down and write out what the speech said.
and most
Um,
you- at most you'll be able to just pick up the major points, but that's it. You can't remember
yeah,
every word for word.
and then try and do that 20 years later after 1,000 people have talked about the speech and see if you can even get one sentence correct. I guarantee you won't.
Well,
There's
even
your
if
game
they
of telephone
allegedly
right there.
did,
Yeah.
yep. I was gonna say, even if they did, you have the problem of memory contamination. Like that's a well documented
Yes.
factor in
Yeah,
Yes.
theology where,
I've had that
you have
happen
this.
to me.
All the time.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've literally had that happen to me. So many years ago, I was driving. So this would have been, oh yeah, nearly about 20 years ago, I suppose. I was driving to take up a job up to the north of where I live, and on the way there was a severe car accident, 5 fatalities, where an army vehicle ran into a head-on with a oncoming civilian vehicle.
Oh.
Yeah, just horrific. And we were only a couple of cars back from where the traffic was stopped. But that was the only road. There was no other way. There's no other path. If we tried to find some way to get around it, it would have taken probably 6 hours to do to get around it. This is the only road. So we just sat there for 5 hours waiting for the road to be cleared up. So I had 5 hours looking at the bridge where this happened. So it was right near a bridge. So I used to travel back and forth through that area fairly regularly. And after a couple of years, I started to have trouble finding the bridge. So I was looking for it, but I couldn't find the bridge where this happened. And anyhow, I got online and looked for information about where that accident had occurred, and and then found that it wasn't where I thought it was, but it was a bit further down the road. So anyhow, the next time I went up through there, I looked for that specific location, and I found there's like a little memorial of crosses and stuff off on the side of the road there. And that bridge looked nothing like I remembered. Absolutely nothing like the bridge that I had a vivid memory of. And this was only over probably a 5 year period. My memory of that had changed um, to the degree it was completely nothing like what it was. All it was left was that there was a bridge and an accident.
Yeah,
The bridge
you
was gone.
ever, if you ever get the chance, there were studies done on this about memory contamination, at least for like a U.S. example,
Mm,
about people's memory, like where were you when 9/11 happened?
yeah,
And like I believe they had asked people like initially the day for the study, and then they also asked them, I think it was like a year from that point, and then they asked them like 10 years from that point. And they almost always gave a different answer once they got past like the 1 year mark.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's remarkable how weird it was. I can give an answer to that question. I was at home and just about to go to bed, and I see, and I can't remember actually whether I saw the tower collapse or whether I saw the plane crash into it on the news. And I didn't pay much attention to it because I kind of thought it must have been a movie or something, and then went to bed. And then when I got up in the morning, you're like, "Holy shit, that was real!" So that was my
Yeah.
memory of it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I was 16 in uh sophomore English class. We're doing a computer lab. All of a sudden, everybody just started talking about it, and then they finally turned the TV on. And I was like, "This already when the planes already hit the buildings." We just saw the aftermath, but I remember exactly where I was. So it depends on how vivid your memory is, or how
Yeah,
you know.
you really only have so much space for memory, and every time you recall something, you reconstruct. You only have little fragments of memory, and you reconstruct those fragments of memory into a narrative, and then try and remember the narrative, and that
Oh,
contaminates your own memory.
Yeah,
Yep.
because then you're skipping
So,
over
so you're not
details.
remembering you're not remembering the details. You're remembering the memory,
yeah,
and then
that
next
kind of
time you'll
reminds
do the
me.
same, and over, and every time you tell the story, it gets worse.
Yep. You're
And
So
the
just
if you
fish
tell
was
it,
rewriting.
this big, and the fish
yeah,
was this big.
Yeah,
yeah,
I knew we got a fish, but I don't remember it. You forget exactly how big it was.
So Jesus said to that the meek shall inherit the earth, but that's actually a problem right there. I've returned. I'm here to take all the strongest, richest, sexiest humans to heaven. But didn't you say that? Oh, all right. The meek shall inherit the earth.
Yes.
Kind of reminds me of like all the evangelicals that want to jumpstart the apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
So
We
I
had a
actually,
prime minister.
this was,
That,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, we had a prime minister who was one of those.
Yeah,
Oh,
ScoMo
yeah, I worked
was
with a
somebody like that.
woman who was like very happy, and this was a while ago. Because at the time, I don't know if you know, but there was like conflict in the Middle East, even
which
that far
one?
back.
yeah, there's plenty of them.
Yeah, so during that time, there was some bombing or something, and she was basically happy that that conflict had restarted because,
Yeah,
from her point of view, it was like that means that it was closer to the rapture.
yeah. They really want Israel to get into a war, and every
Yep.
time Israel starts getting some sort of war thing, they're like, it's finally happening. You just go, well, the 6 Days War should have been when it happened because Israel basically went to war with every country around it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why wasn't that the day that the countdown started? Go,
Was that?
no,
Well,
no, it turned out it didn't.
And they also had the Yom Kippur War and a couple other smaller Flashpoint wars, what they had.
but I think when there's like wars and rumors of wars, that means we're close to that rapture.
Oh yeah.
Well, the problem with that always is when isn't there a time when there isn't a
Yeah,
war? You
Yeah,
know?
it's like
exactly.
Let
every
alone a
conflict.
rumor of war.
It's like every
Oh my God,
conflict.
there might be a war.
Go okay. Yeah, it's like every conflict that starts up anywhere. Oh my God, it's World War III.
Oh my goodness.
Nukes are gonna fly. Oh my God, get a hold of yourself.
Everybody ready for the Fallout expansion pack?
Yeah, but in real life.
I actually, there was someone who I had actually like put up a tweet because someone said that the rapture was gonna happen sooner or whatever, and I basically said I'll bet anyone, any amount of money that is, the second coming isn't happening within this year, and no one did. So uh,
It was supposed
I
to happen within a generation.
yeah,
Yep.
that's what
Yes,
that's
exactly.
what
Mark
Jesus
9. I think
said.
it's Mark 9:8, right? Or is it 9:1? I always
I
forget.
don't
There's
remember.
actually like multiple different places like in
Yeah,
Matthew.
that's I think it's all over the place in it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
but
John come along and do some work to try and deal with the fact that it didn't happen.
Well, and the fact
that's
that
true.
Paul was like so adamant that it was gonna happen in his generation, he explicitly said not to like even like get married or
Own
he
property or
actually
anything like that.
yeah,
Whatever.
and also to be celibate. He's
Yeah,
because
fuck that.
why have kids? They're just gonna you know be raptured up. So that's Craig makes a good point. The word rapture is not in the
Yeah,
Bible,
you're right.
but
He's right.
Yeah.
It's not.
Indeed.
yeah. But Paul is talking about the second coming.
Yeah.
I want to start wrapping up, but I did want to ask you guys: did you guys notice this guy, this JG I7Q2V?
I have
Does
not
this
seen
like
him yet.
does this stand for anything? But he's like I think he's here in the comments to make sure that everyone knows that it's not only the theists that are assholes. He's an atheist, and he's being a big asshole in the comments. So he make this thing about evolution, about a brain evolved over the millennia to believe in absolute nonsense. So I said, you know what? Actually, the brain was evolved to believe in these kind of things. It's the more primitive part, but it also evolved to think rationally. So he like going, there's no evidence that there is an evolutionary explanation for theism. It's more like a bug in the machine. Go read the best evolutionary biologist, and he said, there is no God gene.
Who's the best evolutionary
Wait, so
biologist?
I'm
I
guessing
have no
he's
idea.
never heard of the hyperactive agency detection device?
I mean, there's like, when he says that God gene, he it's pretty clear that he doesn't understand genetics and evolution. He thinks like there's like a gene for these kind of things. But he
No.
tries to, yeah, but he tries to sound smart by saying the idea that persistent traits across generations always convey evolutionary advantage is categorically false. Yeah, it's a
Actually,
straw
that's
man.
true.
What's
That
that?
Yeah,
last
like
line
no
is
one
true.
says that.
Yeah, but that last line is true. It's not. It's not correct that persistent traits always convey evolutionary advantage. You get that when you have a founder effect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, but no one is saying that.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
my comment didn't say that,
Yeah,
and just it's just him throwing out. It's just
but
like
yeah,
it's just
that doesn't have anything to do
performative.
with. Yeah, it doesn't have
Yeah,
anything to do with it.
it's like
Um, the look to Steelman this slightly. Um,
yep, yep.
you could be arguing at cross purposes here because, in some ways, an evolutionary explanation for theism that's probably wrong because there is an explanation for theism, but it could also be a bug in the machine because we're really good at pattern seeking and we like answers. That's a thing we've evolved to do really strongly, and if we
But wait,
can't
okay. So
find
let me
answers,
stop
we
you right
must
there.
answer.
Within evolutionary terms, there is no bug, right?
Well,
Because
true.
there is no, you know, perfect code that
Yeah.
evolution is trying to get to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a weird way of putting it, but yeah, he might be just sort of fumbling things slightly here to say, it's not. We didn't evolve to believe in gods. We evolved to do this other thing, and belief in gods is a thing that just comes along with it. So, in one way, a shorthand way of saying it's a bug in the machine is not an unreasonable way to describe that, but it's also not necessarily correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
unreasonable if you think that there is the correct code, right? Which where you don't believe in God, and the code where you do believe in God is somehow a bug, right? That's where it's wrong.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah, no,
within
what I'm saying,
evolution, within evolution, a quote unquote, there is no defective gene. It's just a variant, right? So within evolution, that variant could actually get selected and become what you would eventually say is the quote unquote correct gene, and everything that differs from it is a mutant, right? So there's really no mutation. There's just variation. So if
yeah,
you have a population of people where some of them are more likely to believe in God or be religious, that's not a bug. It's just a variation of
yeah.
a not necessarily an allele, but a trait.
Yeah, but what you're doing is digging a little bit deeper, and but if you just come up to a higher level, simpler explanations of things, you could see how it could easily be described as a bug, in so much as it not isn't necessarily conveying an advantage. I'd suspect that it actually does convey an advantage because religion does help bind communities together.
well,
Yeah,
like that's why I brought up the hyperactive agency detection
yep,
device, because that's one of the ideas is for like an origin of religion is if you have people who the basic idea is that we're prone to see agency even
yep,
where there is no agency, just to like as a heuristic to explain something. And the general idea is like if like you and I are going across the African savannah and we go past like some tall grass and there's
And
like
it
a rustle
moves.
in the bushes,
Yeah,
yeah, is it the
yeah,
wind or
Yeah,
is
there it
it
is.
a lion? You know,
yeah. You're better off assuming it's a lion and run.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
but the
exactly.
point is that there is definitely studies, right, that link religiosity, because there's really no theism gene per se, but the idea of believing in this type of religion or kind of having a tendency for religious beliefs, it's definitely been studied. I mean, you could look it up and you'll get a lot of hits on religion and evolution. So I said, okay, there's studies out there. And his response was, prove it. Oh, you can't. I mean, this is where, like, come on, dude.
yeah. That is shit.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it doesn't show up here, but like some comments don't show up on like the web browser. But I had given him a citation. I just like picked one that was kind of seemed to be sort of a survey type of research, just to show that there are. But he maybe this is the reason why he posted this because he didn't see that citation
It's
post.
possible.
Probably
But this
YouTube could
type
have
of
also hid it
response,
as well.
yeah, it could be, but this type of response is just someone just being an a-hole, right? He doesn't know me, and I don't know if he assumes that I'm theist or something or whatever. It's just like, I mean, it seemed kind
It
of bizarre why he's someone new and just being antagonistic like
it
that.
almost sounds like
I
he's
that
some kind of
was
militant atheist.
Well, it
Yeah, I
may
think
be
he
like
is.
yeah.
Yeah, in some of his comments, he is very abrasive in his atheism. Oh, I can't seem to.
He just became an atheist and he's going through his
Hey
angry
everybody,
atheist
Peach here,
phase.
and today
Yeah.
we're gonna
Sorry.
Yeah. He just bounded. He just became one. Now he's trying to show his bona fides. Yeah. Some of us go through that, but in the end, you realize you're just
Well, I
being
just feel
pedantic.
like someone had to take on that role of being the a-hole
Oh
atheist.
yeah,
So,
true. Well, we got a couple of them, but we're not that big a holes.
hey, John, Speaking of
Hi,
which, how's it
I'm
going?
back. Yeah, speaking of a-holes,
We got one right here, folks.
Yep.
yeah, the Wi-Fi where I'm at is spotty at best, so I apologize for disappearing for a little while.
It's all right. We
Yeah, no
understand.
worries. By the way, I was sure that Monkey Boy was going to
Laugh a while you can, monkey boy.
come on and watch Blarg get folded into a pretzel, but unfortunately, that didn't happen.
Did I just miss FloJo?
No, you
Oh
didn't.
yeah, he was here.
Oh, he was? I missed the
Yeah,
Oh
damn
yeah, he
He
was 100%
he
here, man.
just
Yeah.
yeah.
smashed us. We're so smashed. I'm
Oh.
uh, I'm I'm gonna be calling for the sticky tape when the wife gets home
Oh
to
yeah,
let us know.
he gave an argument for God I've never heard of, and I converted to Christianity. I mean, you
Yeah.
missed a lot.
Praise
Wow,
Jesus.
I missed all of that,
Yeah.
and I didn't even save money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. This is insane.
It's a
uh,
terrible day.
yeah.
Yes.
I did want to just, I mean, I think as we're going to kind of wrap up, but Machiavelli has some interesting back and forth with Monkey Boy on some of his, shall we say, philosophical viewpoint. Um, so, I mean, I think just, to be kind of fair to Monkey Boy is that, he does know a little bit about at least a topic. And I said this to Machiavelli, but the issue is that he is like unwilling to actually think, to actually like consider the other side. And I think Machiavelli made a comment about how uncharitable he is. It's actually, I mean, he just like cannot think that possibly there could be other viewpoints besides whatever philosophy of the day that he's into, and that is like actually limiting him from being able to have an intelligent conversation, even with someone who is being charitable like Machiavelli was. So if you're
Here's
still, yeah, I think Serge keeps on dropping in and out. But so Machiavelli, what do you have to say about that?
I mean, hard head makes for a soft ass. So I don't think he's ever. I don't think he's. I mean, I don't. I thought maybe there'd just be a little bit of hope for the man, but
Yeah.
especially after all that, and then the very next day, I just see him on here insulting more people, doing
Well,
more
and
ad
also
homs,
saying that
business as
you
usual.
conceded, right? That
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, like,
Well,
come on, it's like,
Is are we completely ruling out the possibility that he's just here to rage bait?
well, he's certainly trying that with me because you see, most recently, his responses to me are always gun plus bang.
yeah.
Sure.
So
Yep.
yeah,
And it's not just to you. He's done that to others as well. But
the problem is
So
if
uh,
he's
I
in
mean,
it,
come on.
so
um,
if we accept the idea that maybe he took a 100 level philosophy class, maybe he took a 200 level philosophy class, so he
Oh
knows.
no, definitely 100, not 200.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. But I mean, you see where I'm going with this. Where okay, he took a class once, and for whatever reason, that's the flavor of troll he wants to be. But at the end of the day, the point is not for him to be right or wrong. His point is to just incite. Like he wants to just be a troll for the sake of trolling.
yeah, he's lost the ability to converse. The
Yeah.
same thing's happened with what's the twit who's been posting the really long rants, the really long postings, and then never responds as
Which
well.
one?
He's well, just the
But to
come on,
say
brain.
Neppy,
No.
Jamita,
No,
we're really gonna have to narrow this down.
no,
Is it the guy who goes by Dr. James or whatever?
That's Neppy.
no. That's
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
Neppy.
Good Lord,
Yeah.
how many accounts does he have?
Close to
More than
100. Yeah, over the
Oh,
years, he's got close to 100. Neppy, the what do we call him? The jailbird.
Yeah,
Yes,
he is.
prisoner
Yeah, he
number
is the
such and
king of the
such.
purple state penguins.
So just trying to find him. Richard Young, that's him.
oh
Little Ricky and his
oh
big posts.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
He's stopped
Wait, isn't
engaging.
he's not the KJV guy? That's
No,
different?
that's a different
No,
guy.
no,
Okay.
that's yeah. He doesn't respond. So Richard Young doesn't answer back pretty much ever anymore. The other fella is Rocket Science 101 or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Rocket Science 1.
Yeah, used to be go by CP80, whatever that number was.
dang,
Yeah,
cyberpunk abbreviated is crazy to start your name with.
I'm thinking. I just kept saying
Cheese
it's
pizza.
cheese pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
The cheese pizza, the stuff that Grok has been churning out for people, even if they didn't ask for it.
So yes, the
Pizza material.
DK, yeah, DK strikes me as somebody who's here just to troll for the sake of trolling. Carl Hobson, I think, is a believer, just is unhinged, and Neppy is lonely. I hate
Very
to
lonely.
grossly oversimplify, but I think he's lonely.
Well, it
He
was
does
his
this for
dad, and maybe his dad's not much of a talker. They do have a little house, though. There should be plenty to talk to. He's got
yeah,
all his prison buddies, and the prison's just up the street.
yeah.
So it's only a mile or two away from his home. So he could always catch up with his buds. But maybe he's got parole conditions that says he's required not to be anywhere near them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, so if he was federal, then his if he was federal and if he's still on probation, then he would be explicitly told that he's not allowed to engage with them.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty. It was state charges, I think, wasn't it?
Um,
QC?
uh, I don't. Yeah, I don't know about state. I can only talk about federal, just because I know somebody who went through the. I know a couple people who went through the federal system. Um, I have weird friends.
Don't we
I,
all?
I I think it was state charges. I think the stuff that he did, it doesn't seem
Yeah,
like it's a
fraud
federal
and
offense.
racketeering.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless he was defrauding a federal um, funding body or something, then maybe that'd have brought federal.
Yeah. If he was trying to, if he was getting federal funds, yeah.
But it is very interesting how he never engages to those accusations. He never says, no, that's not me, or you don't know anything about it. It's
Right? Yeah. It's
Yeah, just call him
by
Eric.
staying silent. He says the quiet part loud.
yeah.
Yeah, just call him Eric. He loves it.
Oh no.
Well, that's
Uh,
his actual name.
oh, that's his actual name.
Yeah.
Allegedly, otherwise we can be accused of doxing.
That's
No,
true.
there's millions of people called Eric.
That's
There's probably
that's
tens of
that's
thousands of them called Eric in Florida.
By the
So
way, the
good
guy
luck.
that shot Rebecca, he was essentially doxxed. And the funniest thing is like the way that they were able to figure out who he was is because Christy Nome.
Yep.
Because Christy Nome in her press conference talked about how that agent had that incident where he got dragged, by a car, and that's why uh, I don't know if she was actually using that as an excuse for him shooting her, but that was the information that was needed for a reporter to go and look up an incident with an ICE agent getting dragged by a car, and based on that, they were able to find out it was this guy named Ross. So,
Freaking difficult is that? You're just like, oh yeah, it was this guy who had this very specific thing happen to him.
yeah, and that's called doxing, by the way. She
Yeah,
doxed
Yeah.
him.
You know, I haven't seen a blunder this big since the release of the Epstein files.
tell you what.
that is almost certainly one of the reasons Trump is enjoying the power of invading other countries. See, he's going to bomb Mexico next.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
no,
that was that was
absolutely.
a big theory in my friend group. Is like he did the invasion to distract from the files.
Well,
By the
it
way,
is working.
Grim Lord seems. I think it looks like he knows who Neppy is. I'm wondering how you were able to find out. I mean, without don't like I don't want you to post anything specifically about Neppy, but I'm wondering how you found out who he was. I'll be kind of curious to figure out how you got to it.
I love the picture of the
The
apricot
orange.
Adolf.
Yeah.
I was calling him Mango Mussolini, but I prefer apricot Adolf. I think.
My
To
my personal
answer
my personal favorite is Adolf Twitler.
to answer
Oh,
Craig's
my
question,
favorite's the Tangerine Tyrant.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
it
pretty
was.
good.
okay. John already answered. Uh, so just FYI, Craig, the reason is that in Florida, there are a lot more. There's a lot more allowances for public information. So if you know someone's name and enough information about them, you can get information, things like them being arrested or being in jail, etc. So the issue with Nepi is that he had a Twitter profile where he had his name in a way that you could figure out who he was, and he one of his or some of his uh, YouTube handles had his birthday
Yeah, how
information
stupid
in
is
it.
that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
So based on
There's a
that, we
lot
were
that's
able
wrong with
to
him.
figure out who he was. Was that?
Guys, somebody say what's wrong with him, and I said, well, there's a lot that's wrong with him.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say
That's
it's like that
obvious.
line from what's that cartoon, Batman and Beyond. Do you
Uh,
have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
Yeah,
yes.
he's just not. Yeah, he's as I said. My hypothesis for a while has been that he's on some kind of medication, but that he either convinces himself that he's fine and he stops taking the meds, or he runs out due to lack of funds or whatever. And so what we see are the rantings of a man who has a mental health issue that's not being properly managed. And so that's when we see these days or weeks where he will post a whole bunch and start flying off the handle. I am surprised that he's lasted longer recently than he typically does, because he started up just before the holidays, and he's kept going.
He's actually been going on longer than that, really.
I do feel like Nappy has kind of lost his game a little bit. He used to like command half the comments, but now he makes one or two threads, and that's really all he
Yeah, he
can maintain.
actually
And
had
runs
at least
away.
half coherent responses, but now it's all copy paste.
Well, he's always been the king of copy paste, uh, and for as long as I've known him, that is his primary form of communication.
Yeah.
Uh, for a while, he would give me actual responses when I would comment on what he would say, but then I checkmated him a few times, and he stopped responding to me, except to say that he already beat me, and so I bore him. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, because
No.
when I
yeah, which is the pattern with these guys. They
Yeah.
claim they'll claim victory after crushing defeat, and then
Or
and
running
then
off in the distance.
yeah, yes,
Running in the distance, yelling over your shoulder, going, "I won!"
what was that movie? Chariots of Fire, where they were
dun
running
dun
the
dun
beams.
dun dun.
Yes, yes, that's it.
Oh, great! Now you just got this live stream copy struck.
Oh no, I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no.
No. It was like no, it was less than a second, so I think we're okay.
All right.
No, he's
there
as I
there were a few times when my stream got copy struck, but most of them were for things that they weren't going to take any actions on. So, and I'm not. This isn't monetized, so it actually literally doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, I would say that, and also Neppy has gotten boring because
Yeah.
he is making the same arguments over and over again. Although what is interesting, right around the holidays, I did get him to something I got him. He slipped up uh, with one of his responses because he said that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit were all co-equal. To which I told him, "Wait a minute! Didn't you always say that your God lacks nothing and therefore can't have an equal? So now you're contradicting yourself again." And then he called me lost and clueless and ignored me for a couple days.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to avoid like with Monkey Boy, for example, for from directly responding to him.
I just
I know
stopped
I kind of
responding to him.
slipped up. I slipped up a little bit with when Machiavelli was interacting with him, but I'm gonna try to just not directly respond to him.
I
But
pretty much just stopped responding to him altogether.
yeah, I
I
mean,
do
especially
enjoy.
when his response is just, you are dumb or DMFK and all that. So
Yeah, I
um,
do enjoy doing the little dance for me, monkey boy um, comments. He loves those.
and he's been a bit triggered, since last night. So yeah, so he's been very active and especially responding to my comments. So
Yeah, I
Maybe
so
think
I'll
you
just
might have
have I
struck a
have
nerve.
yeah I feel like I did. So I want to thank Monkey Boy for for keeping the comments so active. So
Yeah,
him and
what did you say to him that might have gotten him triggered?
I think when I piped in with when Machiavelli and he were kind of discussing the philosophy of it, and I sort of summarized and kind of pointed out, and it wasn't like I wasn't even being really completely abrasive, but I was just trying to get him to let him know that I felt like Machiavelli was being pretty charitable in his responses, and that he could try to address that, and he didn't like it because someone pointing out that him being wrong was just not something that he liked. And I mean, just like the rhetoric that he uses, even when Machiavelli was giving good responses, there were plenty of things that he could have actually attacked and addressed,
Yep.
and it would have been legitimate. But he didn't go
Yeah.
after that. He just
Especially
like he
since
had to.
I intentionally used a transcendental argument just to see what he would say, if he would
Yeah, I
catch
feel like
on
he.
what was
I
going
don't think
on.
he caught on. But
Well, so again, let's go back to my hypothesis that he's, some he maybe he took a 101 class. You guys are not willing to extend a 102. Okay, fine. Uh, and but it's not about the argument. It's about him being argumentative.
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
In other words, he's not here to make a point. He's here to be pointless.
yeah. I mean, I'll have to say it was actually really enjoyable Machiavelli, just because it's kind of like using muscles that you haven't used before.
Right.
So it was kind of fun to just kind of think through it and all that. So, but I think if he was just a better opponent, it could have been more interesting, and it could have been more fruitful. And I think he could have challenged you, right, to point where I think you could have it could have helped you, let's say, develop your position a little bit more, but he didn't do
Yeah,
that.
especially since I'm still reading through, like, I finally got my physical copy of Creating the Kingdom of Ends. So that's going to be fun going through that.
Oh, by the
Um,
way, I didn't respond to you, but I do have the Sharon Street, and also I downloaded a different copy, another copy, not just of the paper that you sent. So I just haven't had a
Sweet.
chance to get into it too much.
Hey, that's all good.
Yeah. But I do think that you don't have a strong position in saying that you have a moral realist position, but
Oh
it's
yeah, I know.
definitely arguable. But anyway, all right. Oh, wow. It's actually much later than I thought. So
Yeah.
let me just wrap it up here and say thank you, everyone, for coming on. And thanks, Serge, for being on and being able to get on. That was great. And Craig, of course, we always love having your puns. And we even have Grim Lord and Apatheist. I mean, you guys, if you guys ever want to come on, just let us know. And I think Tuna Man is still here as well. So thanks, and Crystal. Thanks everyone. I don't know what happened. I think Ook said he wasn't going to be able to make it just because of health and stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah.
pretty sure he's got a severe groin injury.
Let's not go there. Let's just not
All
go
right.
there.
Apparently,
Okay.
he slipped over and like spread out like a
All
gymnast.
right.
Oh,
And he's wrenched his neck or something while spreading his groin. You go,
how the hell
Okay.
did that? Okay, let's go. Let's stop right there.
All right. So we will see you guys next week. And thanks for being on.
All right,
All right,
everybody.
everybody. See you next week.
Fallacies end. Scriptures written in disguise, veiling men in holy lies. Faith without a place to land, truth that crumbles when it's scanned.